Hello and a very warm welcome to Rajya Sabha Television. You're watching COVID-19 India Fights Back. I'm Frank Rausen Pereira. Well, Delhi Health Minister Satyendra Jain has said that the fifth serological survey has been completed in Delhi and the report shows 56.13% of people have antibodies against COVID. He said this is the biggest sero survey carried out by any state in the country, and the government has collected 28,000 samples with 100 samples each from all municipal wards. Quoting the report, he said that the least prevalence out of the 11 districts in Delhi was found in the North District, which stood at 49.09%, and the highest prevalence was in the Southeast District, which stood at 62.18%. He urged the people to continue to wear masks and follow COVID-appropriate behavior despite the low number of corona cases and declining positivity rate. Jain said that the Delhi government began its sero survey on the 15th of January this year, which was completed on January 23rd. Only Pune has recorded prevalence of more than 50% in some areas, but that was several months ago. In most other cities, seroprevalence studies have shown antibodies in about 30 and 40% of respondents. In this edition of COVID-19 India Fights Back, we will analyze Delhi's fifth sero survey. Joining me on the program today are Dr. B.L. Sherwal, Director, Rajiv Gandhi Super Speciality Hospital, New Delhi, Dr. Suresh Kumar, Medical Director, LNJP Hospital, New Delhi, and Dr. Pragya Sharma, Department of Community Medicine, Maulana Azad Medical College, New Delhi. Thank you to all my guests for joining me on this edition of COVID-19 India Fights Back. Dr. Pragya Sharma, let me start the program with you first. Let's try and understand and analyze, the fifth sero survey. What is its relevance and why do we conduct, these kind of exercises on a regular basis?
So, thank you very much. We conducted sero survey. This was the fifth round that was done in Delhi. The first was conducted by NCDC and the last 4 rounds were done by MAMC. Maulana Azad Medical College, and what we were trying to study is what is the prevalence of antibodies in the general population. That means how much of the population is actually exposed to the infection of COVID. So this sero survey found that more than 50%, as you just said, 56.13% of population has already been exposed to infection in one or the other kind at the various stages. Could be from the subclinical to the clinical infection. And as has already been seen, that few districts have also crossed 60%, like Southeast District had the maximum prevalence of antibodies within its population.
Okay, that's what the data tells us. So talking about the data itself, let me bring in the other panelists into the picture as well. Dr. Sherwal, herd immunity was something that was talked about in the initial phases when the pandemic began 10 months ago in India. People said that probably herd immunity could be the only cure, but India has shown how we can handle any kind of situation and handle the entire pandemic well. But yet again, herd immunity is being spoken about as we reach closer to the 60% mark as far as these sero surveys are concerned. Is it safe to understand that we are heading in that direction? What constitutes herd immunity? If you could take us through that.
Yes. First thing, I like to compliment and congratulate community medicine who has done this sero survey. I understand how much labor and how much work is involved in this. So it is really and we are able to get some data. When we say more than 50%, it is 56% to be precise. So this is really a heartening to know that particularly Delhi community is moving toward the herd immunity. When we say herd immunity, it looks nice to hear that we will be safe from COVID-19. However, there is a caution, as Honorable Minister has also said, that we have to follow the mask and the other precautions. Reason is that we are not aware that what is the percentage of herd immunity in COVID-19. As we all know that the herd immunity percentage varies from disease to disease. So some disease, it requires 90, 95%. In some it is say 40%. So we are saying that if we are able to reach say 70%, it will be a herd immunity. However, it will be later on we will come to know that actually whether we have reached the herd immunity in COVID-19 or not. But it is definitely a very good news that previously the 4-0 survey we have seen, and in Delhi particularly, it was not a very good result. Earlier, we touched 30%, but now it is 56%. So it is really a very, very good news for Delhi people. And we are hopeful that in the coming days, because of two reasons, one is infection is still prevalent there, and another is from 16th of January, we are into the phase of vaccination. So I am hopeful that the herd immunity level, whatever we fix, will be reached very soon.
Since we are here, then Dr. Kumar, let's also talk about this aspect of herd immunity. Does it mean that if we do develop herd immunity, get past that magic figure or whatever it is, 70%, 80% or whatever it is decided, does that mean that we'll have immunity from all strains or only certain strains that are prevalent in India?
Definitely, this is a very good question. With these latest Sero survey in Delhi, it's good for the country and the elite as a whole, because every alternate person in Delhi is now having the antibody. This antibody is against the circulating virus strain. It is not for all these strains. Whichever strain is prevalent in Delhi, the antibody is developed against that. And we have seen that the antibodies are just double. Initially, it was between 25% to 30%. Now it is approaching around 56%. So it's good news, and it's there in the children, it's there in the female, it's there in the male, and it's much more in all groups. So this is protective most of the time, but how long this antibody will last is again a matter of research. And we have seen that once we have the antibody level more than 50% or 60%, it definitely help in the breaking the transmission of the virus. So we have seen over the last few weeks that number of new cases of COVID virus has substantially decreased, and number of deaths in Delhi is less than 10 or even less than 6. So this is very good news, and if this trend continues, definitely we are heading for the greater protection against this virus. And at the same time, we have the very good and effective vaccination program going on in Delhi. And as Honorable Minister has just given the conclusion of these Sero survey, that most of the municipal wards and districts have the antibody. Some districts have much more and others are marginally different. And it is also again a very important finding that females having more antibody than male. So there is more protection in the women's. This is a good news for the elites.
Absolutely. All right. Taking the discussion forward now, Dr. Pragya Sharma, let's take forward two aspects. Firstly, what is it that the data is suggesting? What is it that the data is telling us? Like the previous speaker has already mentioned, that it seems like women are better off than men, at least in the findings that we have thus far. Secondly, if you can take us through the process itself of going through this exercise, what needs to be done, how do you go about doing it, how difficult is the task, what are some of the challenges, how do you overcome these challenges, and also, will you be conducting more such exercises, maybe 6, 7 and 8 too?
Actually, about conducting more exercises, such exercises, we cannot say as of now. That depends upon the decision of the government. But looking at the challenges, it was a very massive task calculating a 28,000 population in a duration of 1 week to 10 days. We had to contact, going house to house, doing a sampling, which was a very difficult task. Like we did a simple random sampling. We selected the wards randomly. Amongst the wards, when we went down, we had to select 100 people out of the entire ward, which was approximately 70,000 to 80,000 population. So there we went stratified. We went to all the kinds of areas, the rural area in the ward. Then we went to the planned colonies, the slums, the unplanned colonies, and the JJ clusters, and we tried to choose the population from each of the clusters in proportion to the population of those areas in that particular ward. So it was a very massive exercise, massive task that was being conducted at the ward level through the CDMOs. And there was another major challenge that the municipal wards had some they weren't coterminous with the district boundaries. So there was an overlap between the district boundaries and the wards. So going into administrative jurisdiction of different district, then covering the population in stratified manner, finding the population in terms of age and gender stratification was an extremely massive and difficult task. So that was the real difficult challenge. Then going house to house, selecting the people within the house to give their samples. There were refusals also. People weren't giving consent because this is an ethical issue to take the blood sample in the families, and taking the consent, taking the blood sample, bringing the blood sample back to the labs, getting them tested at a huge rate of 2,000 to 3,000 samples every day. So labs were open 24/7. The lab ILBS lab was working 24/7 during the duration of the sero when the sero was being conducted. So it was a very massive exercise, and it's not easy to conduct such massive exercise very frequently. That is why it's not easy to say right now that we'll be conducting such exercises more frequently. As such, also we have to look into the rationale of the exercise, whether such sero surveys, such massive population sero surveys are required at a very frequent interval. Now, this sero survey was conducted in January, from January 11th to 22nd. After the peak, Delhi saw its peak in the second week of November. We had our peak in between 11th to 15th of November, when maximum number of cases were being reported from Delhi. So right after 6 to 8 weeks of the peak, when Delhi saw the peak in terms of case positivity and infection, we have done our survey and we found a good sero prevalence of antibodies in the community and in general population.
Absolutely. And if you could also take us through the other aspect of my question that I was asking you about the data and what the data suggests in terms of some interesting facts.
Yeah, the data suggests that all the districts out of 10 out of 11 districts have already more than 50% of prevalence, except the north, which is 49.08, which is practically nearing 50%. So as Dr. Suresh just said, that every second person in the city is carrying the antibodies, which is very heartening, because antibodies, they might not directly be contributing towards herd immunity or prevention of infection, but the chain of spread of infection definitely is broken, and it will help in decreasing the further case positivity in the forthcoming times. Another important finding is that women have a higher antibody prevalence as compared to men, and more protected are the population that are more than 50 and population that is less than 18 as compared to the population between 18 to 49. This population already, 18 to 49 population already has a very, as compared to the other population, a better immunity to fight with infections. So again, we can say in those terms that this population less than 18 and more than 50 have a better seropositivity or seroprevalence of antibodies in the community.
Great. All right. Taking the discussion forward now and bringing in another element, something that Dr. Suresh Kumar raised earlier in the program. You know, Dr. Sherwal, at one point in time, something that Dr. Pragya also raised, you know, we saw the peak of cases in Delhi in November. That was the second wave or third wave was what we were calling it. We had initially as well several cases in Delhi. But now the situation seems like it's well and truly under control. Hardly a handful of deaths, you know, over the last 48 hours. Also, the number of cases have come down drastically. What can be some of the factors that can be attributed to this?
Yeah, these are all, you know, first thing is that we have to compliment the government of India and all the state government who have done a wonderful job for you know, controlling this pandemic. So that is always, it is their effort, and after that you know, how they have prepared, and I will say that all the healthcare worker who has really join hand with the government, and they have done the wonderful job. Particularly when we talk about Delhi, the situation in Delhi, Dr. Suresh is here, and I, as director of one COVID hospital, it was really a worrying part when we are taking in the I think it was before Diwali, when 8,005 or 700 cases came on a single day. And the report was that we may have around 15,000 cases in a day. And so that was a worrying part. And we were finding large number of deaths on a particular day, and very serious sick patients were roaming about on the road of Delhi, and they were fighting for the beds. So that was a really alarming situation. And from there, actually, now we have reached to this level. So all the compliment to our colleagues, and all on the back of us, government has supported, and the central government has always there to support. So I think it is a collective effort of all the people who are working in the COVID, and but at the same time, we will say that the COVID is still not finished. Pandemic is ongoing. But we are in a happy situation as compared to pre-Diwali. Definitely, number of cases are decreasing. Number of active cases have going down. I think yesterday around 1,200 cases were there, and per day cases near about 100 cases are coming. Infectivity is less than 0.2. So that is really heartening. So these are all effort, and we have to be on our toes because if we see the other countries, so we have we are not going to relax. We really have to have all of arrangement like we were preparing before Diwali, before in UK as the last wave when it is came because of the new virus or a new variant. So that is still not over. We are really worrying that sometime in the month of say May and June, if we go as per the Europe and the US situation, so there can be again cases may increase. So we have to be ready for that actually. So otherwise, as on today, the hospital are being open for the other services, and we are now streamlining our services in non-COVID activity. But at the same time, we have to be ready for control of the COVID and for treating the COVID patient if at all it comes. I will always pray to God that it should be the end of the COVID for India, but if there is any resurgence, definitely we have to be ready for that.
Absolutely. Be ready for any eventuality. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best is the message coming out. And the message is loud and clear here from Rajya Sabha TV as well. We keep reminding all our viewers to ensure to follow COVID appropriate behavior, because that is still the best cure, the best dose that we can get as far as COVID-19 and being safe is concerned. I want to take a point that that Dr. Sherwal was making forward with you, Dr. Suresh Kumar. Let's also talk about how the healthcare workers, the frontline warriors, heroes, no adjectives are enough to describe the kind of efforts that all of you have put in. And we are really happy and lucky to be in the midst of all of you, because you've kept 1.3 billion Indians safe. So let's talk about, the healthcare workers. Do you believe that now, after all of this, since the cases have come down, some of the healthcare workers can finally breathe a sigh of relief and get, much needed break that they deserve?
Definitely. We are proud of all our doctors, young nurses, and all technicians, all Safai Karamcharis, and those who were doing a great job over the last 10 months. And they were working for 12 to 14 days duties, and then minimum of and the daily duty hours were more than 10 hours per day. So they definitely have done a great job for the country, and some of our own colleagues have lost their life while fighting the COVID, and around 400 healthcare workers were infected in our own hospital attached with the Maulana Azad Medical College, that is LNH. And now they see a great relief because now they have the antibodies, now they have the good vaccine available to them, and thousands of people have already vaccinated at our site because we have 2-3 centers, and everybody is now happy that the menace and this deadly virus is now coming to the end, and we definitely have a win-win situation. But this win-win situation will only last if we have the COVID appropriate behavior, and we continue to evolve more and more management strategies. We have to be more careful because now we are facing the challenge of new strain. We already had more than 100 admissions of a UK strain because these people have a different clinical profile. This UK strain is have more transmission rate, and we have the another strains also which is emerging in Africa. So this new strain is actually a big challenge for the entire world, and because there is a restriction of the international travel, and once we have the normal everything, and these more and more flights are opened up, then still we have the chances to have these new emerging viral strains coming to India, and we have to be more careful. As Dr. Sherwal said, that it has not disappeared or gone completely from the world. So we have to be more careful in the future, and we hope that the current situation remains for a longer time, and all frontline workers, all healthcare workers, if they are vaccinated, definitely we are at the advantage, and we can have a good protective mechanism, because this new strain is actually a big challenge for all of healthcare workers and frontline workers.
Absolutely. All right. Time to get closing comments now from all my panelists with the best way forward and what should be the next course of action after the Zero survey as far as Delhi is concerned, and any lessons for the rest of the country. Starting first with you, Dr. Pragya Sharma.
So the message is very loud and clear. We cannot be relaxed. We cannot be happy with the situation that more than 50% population are seropositive. We are still to continue with all the precautions. We have to use the mask. We have to use the social distancing. We have to be very careful because we are not sure that this 60% or 50% is the level of herd immunity, or this is a protective level of antibody in the population, in the general community. So we cannot be relaxed. We have to be, again, very careful. We have to still follow all the norms, the social distancing and the masks and the sanitizers and the etiquettes, hand hygiene, hand etiquettes, cough etiquettes, to protect ourselves from the any further infection, this strain or a newer strain which are emerging from the other parts of the world.
All right, Dr. Sherwal, any lessons for other cities, other hospitals, anything to follow? We could probably call it the Delhi model because it has worked so far. We seem to be in a good space and a good position right now. Any advice?
No, I like about the, if you say Delhi model, definitely I think we practically have seen good or bad both time, and now we are saying that from November we have come to this level. So definitely we will say that people should follow, and from there actually how the system had worked, and we feel proud that we are part of that system. Who has we have not succumbed to that, and we have faced that challenge of so many cases per day, and we are able to control. But at the same time, now we are there, that vaccine is there. I'll request my colleague, whenever your number comes, please get vaccinated and you played your part, to increase the herd immunity. Definitely, it is not only for yourself, it is for the country. So I'll definitely utilize this time, and that more and more people, if they get vaccinated, definitely when Dr. Sharma will test again the Zero survey, next Zero survey, we want to see it more than 70%.
Right, and we all hope that we see it going in that direction, probably more than 75% as well, and that way it will be a good sign for all of us. Dr. Suresh Kumar, close the show for us with your concluding remarks.
Congratulations to all the persons who have done the remarkable job for conducting this Zero survey. It was a very big responsibility and a great job done by PSM people and the government of Delhi. I must congratulate. And in one line, I should say that we must follow the COVID appropriate behavior, and we must observe the social distancing, all the precautions given by the government of India and state government. It is the corona has still a big challenge for all of us, and we must not forget, we must not take it lightly, and at the same time we must get ourselves and our frontline worker immunized, because this vaccine is safe and it is very effective. We must proud of Indian scientist who has given the vaccine also.
All right, on that note then, I'll call it a wrap on this edition of COVID-19 India Fights Back. Thank you to all my guests for joining me on the program and putting things into perspective for us. Like the panelists have already said, the dangers of coronavirus are still well and truly present. The only way to tackle it at the moment still is to ensure that we follow COVID appropriate behavior. As we leave, Rajya Sabha TV would like to make an appeal to all its viewers to stay safe from the COVID-19 pandemic. Ensure that you wear a face mask and wash your hands and face as regularly as possible. Follow physical distancing while stepping outside. These small measures can go a long way in combating the pandemic. With that, it's a wrap. See you again next time.